At first glance, the B-2 Spirit doesn't just look different, it looks like something from science fiction. A flying triangle that glides silently across the sky without a tail, vertical fin, or even sharp edges. But this strange silhouette is not a design experiment, it's the heart of a military revolution. The B-2 is the world's most advanced stealth bomber, and what's missing from its design is just as important as what's included. In fact, its most noticeable absence, the tail, is the key to its invisibility. The missing tail is not a flaw, it's the whole strategy. Look at almost any jetliner, fighter, or bomber, and you'll notice a tail at the back. That tail, with its vertical fin and horizontal stabilizers, keeps the aircraft steady and controllable in flight. It's essential for stability. But when it comes to stealth, especially evading radar, that tail becomes a glaring weakness. Why? Because radar doesn't like smooth curves and subtle angles, it loves sharp, upright surfaces. These bounce radar waves directly back to their source, making detection easier for enemy systems. In the B-2's case, eliminating the tail was not just a bold design choice, it was a necessity. The aircraft's core mission is to slip deep into hostile airspace, like the heart of Russia or China, without setting off radar alarms. So every inch of the B-2 had to be shaped for one goal: not to be seen. A plane designed to be a shadow in the sky, instead of the traditional tube and tail structure, the B-2 was sculpted as a flying wing, an unbroken, sleek triangle that glides through the air like a phantom. This configuration scatters radar waves in every direction rather than reflecting them directly back to the radar source. It's not built for speed or brute force. It's built for silence on radar, on infrared scanners, and even to the naked eye. But removing the tail made things incredibly complicated. While it improved stealth, it also made the plane aerodynamically unstable. The tail is what typically gives aircraft their balance in flight. Without it, you're left with a machine that does not naturally want to fly straight or fly at all. The birth of an engineering miracle. Despite the instability challenge, Northrop Grumman, the aerospace company behind the B-2, decided to press forward. Their solution was cutting edge for its time: computer-aided flight control. Without it, the B-2 would be unflyable. Human reflexes simply can't make the constant micro-adjustments needed to keep a tailless bomber airborne. So engineers built a system that could do it all in the background, making hundreds of corrections every second. This concept is called fly-by-wire. In this system, the pilot does not move control surfaces directly. Instead, their inputs are interpreted by computers, which then decide how to manipulate various control surfaces spread across the aircraft. These include elevons, which combine the jobs of elevators and ailerons, split rudders, spoilers, and even variations in engine thrust, all working together in harmony to keep the plane stable and steerable. A ghost's teeth, not just a shadow. While stealth is the B-2's headline feature, its combat capabilities are what make it truly terrifying. The Spirit is designed to carry both conventional and nuclear weapons, up to 40,000 pounds of them. It can cruise for over 6,000 nautical miles without refueling and stretch beyond 10,000 with the help of a tanker. Thanks to its stealth, it can fly directly into enemy territory and hit critical targets, missile silos, mobile launchers, bunkers without triggering defensive systems. Even more impressive, it does all of this with minimal noise. Despite its massive 52-meter wingspan, the B-2 flies with an eerie quietness that makes it hard to hear even from the ground. Its engines are deeply buried inside the wing, and the exhaust is carefully shielded to reduce the heat signature. That means infrared tracking systems have a tough time spotting it too. A legacy born in the Cold War, still untouchable today. The B-2 entered active service in 1997, but its origins date back to Cold War tensions. The United States needed an aircraft that could penetrate heavily defended Soviet airspace and deliver nuclear payloads without warning. The result was one of the most ambitious aerospace projects ever undertaken, costing more than $2 billion per plane. Only 21 were ever built, and today, 20 remain in operational status. Each is stationed at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, often housed in climate-controlled hangars to preserve their specialized stealth coating. That coating, known as radar-absorbent material, is one of the secrets to the B-2's low radar profile, but it's also incredibly delicate. Even minor imperfections, like scratches or misaligned panels, can increase its radar visibility. That's why every flight requires extensive maintenance. Technicians have to meticulously inspect the surface and reapply the coating as needed. It's not just paint, it's part of the aircraft's invisibility cloak. Why no one else has built one like it? Despite the decades that have passed since the B-2 took flight, no other country has built a comparable aircraft. The complexity of the design, the cost, and the technological infrastructure required to maintain such a machine are massive hurdles. While other nations have developed stealth fighters or drones, no other flying wing bomber of this caliber exists in any air force. The B-2 remains a uniquely American achievement. The reason is simple. Building something this stealthy and this capable requires not only advanced materials and computer systems, but also a deep understanding of radar physics, aerodynamics, and avionics. It's not just about shaping a plane to look smooth. It's about controlling its entire presence: electronic, thermal, acoustic, and visual across every part of the mission. The challenges of flying the B-2. Despite all its advantages, the B-2 is not flawless. One of its major drawbacks is its reliance on computers. Since the aircraft is naturally unstable, any failure in its flight control system could be catastrophic. There's no manual override, no way for a pilot to fly it safely without the digital brain doing the heavy lifting. It's also expensive to maintain, as mentioned earlier. Every mission demands significant preparation, not only in terms of logistics and planning, but also in aircraft conditioning. And while B-2 is nearly invisible to radar, it's immune to visual spotting. In bright daylight against a clear sky, trained eyes can sometimes detect its outline. Another downside is that it is not built for agility or speed. It flies at subsonic speeds, about 630 miles per hour or 1,010 kilometers per hour. That's slower than some Cold War-era bombers like the B-1 Lancer. It also lacks onboard weapons for defense. If caught, the B-2 can't fight back. It relies on stealth, support, and good planning to keep it safe. Flying high, striking deep. One of the reasons the B-2 is so effective in combat is its altitude range. It typically flies above 50,000 feet, high enough to stay above many short-range defenses. Unlike older bombers that needed to fly low to evade radar, the B-2 can fly a direct, fuel-efficient path to its target, conserve energy, and avoid detection. This high-altitude capability, combined with its stealth, makes it an ideal platform for sudden precision strikes in heavily defended regions. Its long-range capability also means the U.S. can launch missions from its own territory, often directly from Missouri, and hit targets on the other side of the globe without ever landing abroad. That global reach, combined with stealth and payload flexibility, makes the B-2 one of the most strategic weapons in America's arsenal. The B-21 takes the mantle. As remarkable as the B-2 is, its time in the sky is finite. Its spiritual successor, the B-21 Raider, is already preparing to take over. Unveiled in 2022 and undergoing flight tests since 2023, the B-21 continues the flying wing legacy but introduces major advancements in cost efficiency, maintenance, and survivability. Unlike the B-2, the B-21 is built with modular components and more resilient materials. It doesn't require climate-controlled hangars, and its stealth coating can be more easily repaired or replaced. The Air Force plans to acquire at least 100 Raiders, vastly expanding its stealth strike capabilities. Though visually similar to the B-2 with the same tailless design and ghost-like profile, the B-21 incorporates the latest in materials science, networking, and threat detection. The B-2's legacy of unseen power. The B-2's spirit significance lies not only in what it can do, but in what it represents. It's an aircraft designed from the ground up, but to disappear. Every inch of its body is a calculated response to the challenge of modern warfare. Where traditional bombers rely on speed or firepower, the B-2 relies on invisibility and precision. It is not just a bomber, it's a ghost with teeth. For more than 3 decades, it has remained the only aircraft in the world capable of entering heavily defended airspace undetected, delivering a precise payload, and vanishing before the enemy even knows it was there. And even as the B-21 Raider steps onto the runway, the B-2's legacy will remain etched in aerospace history. Not as the fastest, not as the flashiest, but as the most elusive and most feared aircraft ever built. If you enjoyed diving into the secrets of the B-2 spirit, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps us out. Don't forget to subscribe for more epic deep dives into aviation, military tech, and beyond. Got thoughts on stealth aircraft or future warfare? Drop a comment, we rate everyone. Want to support the channel and get exclusive perks?